What's up guys, MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always. Welcome back to Tag 2, and today we're talking about Jin Kazuma's great-grandfather, Jinpachi Mishima, the father of Heihachi Mishima. He used to be a boss, you know, in Tekken 5, the cheesiest boss ever. Then he makes it to Tag, and everyone's like, god damn it, he's a playable character, a boss? And of course they balanced it. But he was still super cheesy, to be honest. It was almost like a Mishima, but no execution whatsoever. Everything was a one-button press, and he was super strong. Insanely strong, with no execution. Of course, he had his shortcomings, but it's fair to say that this was one of the most intimidating characters to play against in Tag 2. He was so deadly, so strong, massive range. The lows hit like a fucking truck. Like a fucking truck. But he took some risks with the lows. But overall, his pressure, he actually resembles his son quite a bit. In very strong pressure, demonic mids in power, but took risks with the lows. And had a hard time building momentum with lows. Although he built momentum with mids very well. And punishment that was, to be honest, second to none when you took consistency into account. No execution. So let's take a look at the great and menacing Jinpachi Mishima. And honestly, I'm gonna start by saying that according to pro players, this character had the best move in the game. They all agreed that down forward 1+2 was the best move in the entire Tekken Tag Tournament 2. So what makes this move so good? Let's just break it down. It's a mid launcher, on natural hit. It's a mid launcher. You would do down 1 into combo, like this. This was the staple, did big damage. So you had to do down 1 afterwards to bound. And you pretty much had to do a tag assault to get really good damage. Otherwise you were very limited in what you could do. But once you hit that tag assault button, it really hurt. So okay, this is a mid launcher with great range. It really has great range. Okay, that's cool. What else did it do? It's safe. It's got quite the pushback on guard. And it's -9. So okay, oh god, it's a safe mid launcher with great range. Okay, that sounds really good, but I bet you could step it. No, you couldn't. It's homing. And this move was actually known to hit people that were almost standing at Jinpachi's back, you know, it's homing. And now you're like, okay, so it's pretty much a perfect move. Yes. Safe mid launcher that is homing. So yes, this was the best move in Tag 2. So yeah, according to pro players. I would say in lower ranks, the Capo back 1-4 was stronger. But this move, no matter the level of play, was just so fucking good. So let's start by saying that. And now, his damage. His damage was really good. This was the staple. Super consistent and easy to do. Wall travel, enormous. You see how far away he throws them. 79 damage. Really good. This was the variation. If you wanted Okiseme, 1, 2, 4. You're right next to them. They have to stand up. Same damage. 79. So really, really good with the combos as well. But that was the staple only. He had a lot of cool stuff he could do, especially with the tag combos. But let's look at his punishment. You know, something that Mishimas do really well. Jinpachi Mishima, no exception. By God, you know, was he strong then. So let's look at 10 frame. 1-2, one of the absolute best in the game. 36 damage, wall splat, knockdown. Pretty damn good. Akuma actually inherited this move. And then 12 frame, wow. sick range, bam bam, 45 damage, hits like a motherfucking truck, and if they don't back roll, forward 3, and now you have juggle damage at 12 frame. Boom boom, forward 3. So they could back roll that if they hit back, but when people didn't do that, suddenly you had juggle damage. Okay, that's pretty monstrous for a 12 frame with great range. You know, I can't, I gotta press that point, you know, the range was insane on his 12 frame. And then 14 frame, he launched you. And where Double Jin can also, and Heihachi, they could also launch you at 14 frames. But they had to do an electric perfectly. Super hard to do. Jinpachi, this was his down forward too. And you know, it wasn't as versatile as the electric, because the electric could be tag buffered, you know, and well, and this is minus 10 on block, or even minus 12, I think, minus 12. But still, this was not supposed to be blocked. This was a 14 frame, 27 damage, launching high Punisher. So in my opinion, this was probably the best 14 frame Punisher in the game, due to how reliable it was. You know, so if you block Jack's down for 2, boom! It had range as well, as you can see. Probably the strongest 14 frame punish in the game due to the consistency. And of course, as a whiff punish, it was great. And then we came to while standing punishment. While standing 4-4 for 35 damage. This was actually a really cool string, because on hit it was -2, but you had an extension while standing 4-4-1. Not a natural combo, but if people started to press buttons here afterwards, boom! I mean, it hit real hard, knockdown, wall splat. Whoops. Oh god, look at the range of the second kick. It hit real hard. And of course, if a second hit counter hit, this is only a natural combo for big damage. But while standing punishment, 13 frame, you can do while standing free for 27 damage and +8 frames pressure. But now 14 frame while standing launch, easy. While standing 1-1, boom boom. So again, standing easy mode 14 frame launch, crouching easy mode 14 frame launch. So it's not a Kazuya 13 frame twin pistons, but it's still really strong considering it's so easy doing the 14 frame standing. Yeah, it's just his punishment was excellent, and when it came to whiff punish, you had the down for 2, but upward 4 was a super long range whiff punish, and again 40 damage. And if they don't, it's mid, and if they don't backroll this, again, 4-4-3. So this was pretty good, And then we can look at the pressure and poking that, just like his son Heihachi, was very strong. His down forward 1 is 14 frames, so it's not a 13 frame down forward 1, and it's -3 on block. So the down forward 1 isn't that good. He can do down forward 1-1, natural combo. It's a little slower than Heihachi's. So when it comes to down forward 1, he's no Heihachi. But his down forward 4, probably one of the greatest mid pokes. The range here, as you can see, cannot be understated. It is ridiculous. And it is actually only -6 on block and +5 on hit. And he had the Heihachi 1 back too. His was -5, Heihachi's is -2. But an interesting note here is that the second hit on counter hit would knock down and wall splat on counter hit. That's pretty good. And oh my god, his forward 3. Heihachi also has a forward 3 knee, but Jinpachi jumps into it. It's got great range, really good range. And on counter hit, you get a combo. So very, very strong. His poking overall and his mids are insane. And then forward 1+2 is a safe mid knockdown wall splat. It's -7. Really good move. Down to 1 is a mid-mid natural combo. 42 damage. Mid-mid string. Natural combo. And this was a great Oki move as well. I'm gonna show you guys that later. It's got pretty damn good range. The second hit is very delayable, extremely delayable to try and catch people who try to do something in between. You see how delayable it is, and if it was counter hit, BAM! Wow, I'm gonna do that again. BAM! Easy launcher. So this string was sick. Safe, -9 on block. And then probably one of the most busted mids in the game, the up 4. Long range mid knockdown that guarantees a stomp. Boom, boom. So this is at least 46 damage. But of course, you know, if they try to get up here, you could do disgusting Okiseme with this character. Oh, down 1, you try to get up. So most of the time, people who ate up 4, they just stayed on the ground, and then the stomp would do full damage. So up 4, disgusting and safe. -8 on block. Low crushing, jumping knee. Incredible move, incredible move. And then he had a down forward 3 series, mid or high option afterwards. Both are natural combo. This would wall splat, but this one's high. -12, but with some pushback. This is -12, but again, pretty good frames on hit, natural combo, chunky damage. And then forward 3, super long range mid that knocks down into stomp. Completely guaranteed. 51 damage. And safe on block. Forward 3, safe on block. And of course crushes lows. Enormous range. So I could go on forever with the mids, you know, and please remember this mid. And he has the forward 4. It's 2 frames or 3 frames slower than the other Mishima's forward 4, but it's also +4 on block, and of course knocks down for massive damage on counter hit. And we're gonna go into some more moves later, but now I want to talk a little bit about his lows. His lows would scare the shit out of people. Super high risk, high reward, his lows. It reminds you a bit of Katarina, you know, big risks. And where he had down back 4 to take less risk, you know, he just couldn't build momentum. It's a bit like Lars also, like high risk lows that give a lot of reward. So, well, let's start with down back 4. It's actually -13 on block, so Kazuya can twin piston it, for example. And on hit, it's -2. So again, you don't build momentum with this. You lose momentum. And then we have down 3, which is only it also doesn't build momentum. I think it's actually 0 on hit. But it's launch punishable. This is a launch punishable low. But it had sick range, it hit grounded, and on counter hit would knock down for not a guaranteed follow-up, but for pressure. And then we had a pretty cool low from full crouch down for 1. Actually good range, some decent frames, but you had to full crouch into it. You know what? I don't think it has decent frames actually. On normal hit, I don't think you get plus frames, if I remember correctly. And on counter hit, it knocks down, so that's pretty good. No, it's not, sorry, this is not a momentum building low. That's the problem, you don't have momentum building lows. Other chunky lows, he had a lot of these. Down back to 1, natural combo, but this is low high, so of course big risk. Down back 3-1 was almost like a hell sweep. 37 damage, knocks them far away, so you don't get very good Oki, but it could knock them onto a wall for a down 1 combo follow-up. But this had to hit clean to knock down. The first hit is launch punishable on block, just like a hell sweep, but if you hit from far away, the second hit, as you can see, could be blocked, -12, and you would get punished. But so he had chunky lows, and from his fly stance where he had some mix-ups, he could do this knockdown low, which had enormous range. Enormous range. You could almost stand super far away and do this. That low was pretty annoying, but again, it's launch punishable, you know, like a lot of his lows. Very high risk, and he couldn't build momentum. Where Heihachi has down back 2, that is high risk, it's launch punishable. It does this chunky damage here, it's faster than that, and it actually gives Heihachi momentum. He gets +6 when that connects. Jinpachi was not that lucky, but as you've seen, Jinpachi had a lot of other great strengths. His homing was kind of bad. His mid homing move back 2 knocks down, it's got range, launches on counter hit, but it's -12 with no pushback whatsoever. And then he has back 4, which resembles Heihachi's mid homing move, you know, but this one's high. But it is safe, but it's high, you know, so that's a problem. And that was the homing, kind of lackluster. Well, yeah, except for this move, you know. But yeah, in terms of like, this move is 23 frames to come out. 22? No, I think it's 22. So this is a faster move. He doesn't have, you know, a super fast homing move like Kazuya's down for 2. But he kind of does with this move. It's like the homing situation didn't look that good until you look at this move, and it's like, that move is so busted. And then when it comes to Oki, his Oki is disgusting with the aforementioned stomp. Forward 3 hits grounded, forward 4 hits grounded. You have down to 1, which was a great pickup. I'm trying to pick up like so. You could do stuff like that into more Oki. This is just overall such a great string. And then, of course, as mentioned before, down 1 into tag button is probably one of the best Oki tools in the game. Hits extremely low. If anyone tries to get up, you know, wow, you're refloated. Down 1 is incredible when it came to Oki. And he even had pretty strong panic moves. Full crouch, 1-2. Is a counter hit combo, wall splat, especially as wall, you know, setups for this were very powerful. Try and make your opponent to make them press buttons and then do that for a wall splat. It is launch punishable on block though at -16. And then up 4 was also used as a panic move. And then back 3-4, this pretty good panic tool, get out of harm's way, could be followed with a 2, which was so annoying, so good. I'm gonna try and show you guys what this looked like when this was used. Let's record. Oh no, wait, let's go with move list. something like that. Oh god. Okay. Oh. I think this was the wrong string to try and show this evasive tool here. I make it look bad, but this was one of the best panic tools in the game. So that string was pretty annoying. No, wait. Let's go with this string. Okay, I can't do it in between there. Okay, I'm making this look terrible, but you're gonna have to believe me. This was one of the best panic tools in the game. He very quickly teleports back, dodges pretty much anything, and then a follow-up huge backhand to the face that knocked down into incredible Okiseme. All of this prior Oki I showed you before, like with down, oh shit, with down, oh my fucking god. Fuck you, Paul. Jesus, you're annoying. All the Oki I showed before, down one, down to one, all of that would come into play here with this move. And of course, if he just stayed there on the ground, you just stomp them or forward for free. Jesus! Fuck you, Paul! It's almost like all of his fucking strings counter. I think I probably picked like two of the worst strings to try and show this. But that move was excellent. And then of course he had a punch parry that was really good. Boom! They burst into flames, enormous damage. 40 damage. It had a very big parry window as well, so it wasn't too picky in how you placed it. And the Oki was absurd. They get knocked down and they recover so slowly from all of this spinning here. So you would just run in and apply some fucking Okiseme. So it's like he had the defensive attributes as well, this character. Oops. Oh, come on. Pathetic. Okay, but I think I've covered the entire character now. Just as a side note, I'm gonna also add that he had some of the best tag fillers in the game. Down for 2-1. Super high damage. Both of those hits spark, and he throws them so high that literally almost anything afterwards works. You know, you could do anything after that. Gonna switch sides. Oops. Oh, I mean, you see, it's just so high. And of course, this string was also really good for tag filler. Enormous wall travel. Come on. Enormous wall travel. So I believe that is the character. He had this fly stance for some mix-ups. It wasn't that strong. People who knew that stance could quite easily counter it. But it's worth noting that he had some mix-up utility from that. Trying to do this. stuff like that. So that was Jinpachi. Some of the best mids in the game, strong pressure overall, some of the best punishment in the game, no execution to anything. Sure, you don't have a wave dash, but high risk, high reward lows, hard to build momentum with the lows, but to be honest, best move in the game. So you have some weaknesses, but everything else is just so strong that overall, one of the absolute better characters in the game. So intimidating to fight. So that was a full breakdown of Great Grandpa in Tag 2. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you have a nice day. Thanks for watching.